Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Antonia. I hope you guys are doing well. Today I wanted to go over the process of having my ombre powdered brows touched up, as this is my third touch up since I've gotten them done the first time around in October of 2019. I posted my video back then. That video has been probably like my most viewed video to date, and I figured that if you guys are interested in seeing, you know, years later how the ombre powder brows are, then I would film that for you here. So I'm going to take you guys through how LORRAINE, or Beauty by Rain, did my brows. I am personally not the brow artist. I just get my work done at LORRAINE's. I pay for my service and everything. She's so talented, but she graciously let me film the process, and she's so kind. She lets me film the process every single time. So if you guys have not checked out my other videos on how my ombre powder brows, the first appointment, all my healing appointments and touch-ups like that, then definitely check out those videos. I will either pop them up here or link them down in the description below. But otherwise, without further ado, let's get to the process. Okay, this is my brows before.
Never been open, long time used, and it's not expired. Sweet. This is what's opposite of grayish bluish, reddish orange.
As I mentioned before, this is not my first time having a touch-up done, which is why LORRAINE is not going to do the brow mapping for me. But if it is your first time doing ombre powdered brows, she will take you through and do some brow mapping. And if you want to watch my first video on how my ombre powdered brows were done, you can check that out in the description box below. But essentially here, LORRAINE is taking a clean razor blade and cleaning up my brows in order to give herself a very nice and clean area and surface to work on. As you saw earlier, LORRAINE already mixed a custom color for me, so it was ready to go. She's ready to do it. I've actually never asked her specifically what mixes she uses, but she does use her own judgment and mix a custom color for you depending on your skin tone and hair color. My friend and I actually have the same type of hair color, but our skin tones are slightly different. So my friend actually had a cooler tone brown versus me, where LORRAINE has added some warmth into my pigment because she's noticed that over the years my brows have just turned a little bit more gray. So in order to counteract that, she's added a little bit of red in order to balance out my brows. I can honestly say that I was so glad that this brow was done, because for some reason this time around my brows were extremely sensitive and I felt like the pain level was a little bit higher than usual. So I was so happy that she was finished with this. LORRAINE's just adding some gel in order to soothe the area now. One brow done, another brow to go. LORRAINE is just repeating the process on the other side now. While LORRAINE was working on my left brow, I did start bleeding a little bit. It's perfectly normal and you're not going to bleed the whole way through. It was just a little bit of spotting. That was the process of how LORRAINE did my ombre powdered brows. It is the same process every single time. I was a little bit worried at first because when I initially got the ombre powder done retouch up, it was very red and I was like, ooh, this is not what they looked like previously. I don't like the tone. And my friend that came with me, her hair is also like dark like this, except her tone was a lot more, I guess, like dark and cool toned versus mine was very red and warm toned. And I wasn't sure why, but I did ask Lorraine, I'm like, oh, why are you using an ink that is a little bit like red? Okay, first of all, if you ever met me, you know that I really do not like the color red. I don't know, there's something about it that I just don't like. So I was really worried I was gonna walk around and my hair was gonna be like dark like this and then my brows were gonna be red. I even DM'd Lorraine after I believe like 5 days because the red was still very red. And he was like, don't worry, I just used a more warm tone on you because your brows became so cool. And I want it to counteract. I don't want it to like, I want to balance it is what she meant. So she didn't want it to become like extremely, I guess, like cool toned. So I was like, okay, you know what? I just have to trust the process because I was really, really afraid. But I was like, I have to trust the process. Granted, like this is a tattoo on your face. Technically, it's like it's permanent makeup, you know? So I felt like my worry was, you know, it was valid, right? So I did message her, so she did know that I was like a little bit worried on that, but here they are, healed 2 weeks later, and they are fine. So this time around, I didn't actually listen to her rules because I'm in my gym rat era and I've been working out a lot, so I didn't want to compromise not going to the gym just because my brows were healing. And I'm not a person that's very sweaty. I barely ever get sweaty. My hair gets very sweaty, but like I don't drip sweat ever. I glisten. And I was a little bit worried because the first week you're not supposed to work out at all, because you're not supposed to get your brows wet. So I will insert a clip of the rules that she mentions that you're supposed to follow that I didn't follow, and I'll put them right here. But I told Lorraine, I said, I work out every day now. I don't want to compromise not working out. And she was like, oh, Antonia, don't do that. But, you know, she did understand. And I told her I'm going to film the process to see how it holds up. And I'll post a video on it for any of the gym rat boils and goyles out there that want to also get their ombre powder brows, but don't want to compromise not going to the gym. So yeah, I did end up working out every single day, and I will insert clips here of the process of how they were shedding. All right, guys, it is a whole, like, it's nighttime now. I went to see Lorraine in the morning and it's nighttime. Don't mind my pimple patches. I have a really gnarly pimple under here. You can see the brows. They are tinging red, I find, and Lorraine did say she has to put red in there to counteract the grayness that, or like the gray dull blue that they end up fading into eventually. So I'm trusting the process. I will count this as official day 1 AM update for you guys, and I'll do a PM update for you later on. But this is what they look like. I already showered. You're not technically supposed to like get them wet or anything like that, but I went for a workout and my hair was so sweaty I really needed to wash it. So I tried my best. There was definitely some condensation and leakage when I washed my hair, but I tried my best not to touch them or anything. And then once I finished rinsing my hair, washing my hair, I got out of the shower, and immediately when I put up my hair in a towel, I dabbed it. During my workout, I didn't go as hard as I normally would have. However, I still was sweating a ton. So I was trying not to have this in any way touch, like the sweat touch my brows. So I kept dabbing around my forehead. They're looking super auburny red. I'm just hoping that they brown out because my brows were so, when you see the before, my brows were so gray before. But yeah, this is what they look like, and I'll keep you updated. All right, guys, this is second day. It's Saturday now. I got my brows done on Thursday, so it's officially the second day. I don't know if you can see this, but they're starting to like cool off a little bit more in terms of colorway, I'd say, and they're starting to peel. This brow, especially if you look really closely inside, you'll see that it's like bubbly, the skin. This is day 4. You can see there is peeling. Honestly, it looks like as if I have like lechon skin. If you look closely, it really looks bubbly. So day 4 update. Day 5 update on the brows. One of them is looking a lot more defined than the other. I don't know if they're just looking that way because they're healing. Like, it's really weird to me that they look like that right now. They're so itchy. But then when I look at it, it looks fine. It just looks, maybe this one's just a little bit darker right now. Like this, I feel like it needs like an extra mark up there. Anyways. But then when I look closely, like it looks normal. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Let me know. It's officially been a week since. You kind of can see it. It is peeling. Well, the skin is very dry. I just want to wash my face. But this is 1 week. Day 8 update. Everything is peeling and gross. I can't wait to wash my face properly. Like, properly. I've been washing my face, but properly. It's now on day 9 or 10? Let me think. Friday was day 7. Saturday, yeah, it's day 9. And you can see they are severely flaking. I really want to wash my face. Severely flaking. Now towards the end of the process, so by the end of the 2-week mark, so to the 14-day mark, my brows were basically like, they were just holding on by a thread. And then I ended up having a visitation to go to because, well, somebody passed in my life. So I had a visitation to go to and I didn't want to show up to that person's visitation and have my brows all like gross. So I ended up washing my face, like actually washing my face in the end, and then that stuff ended up washing off. I didn't pry at anything. I wasn't rubbing my face or anything like that. None of the scabs that were peeling off I was like prying at or rubbing at any time and point. But I did notice that because I was always so damp, may it be like sweating at the gym or washing my hair on a daily basis or whatever it was, I noticed that the scabs were coming off a little bit faster than if they were when I was doing my straight up dry heal where no liquid touched my brow area. And I have to say it probably did come off prematurely more than it should have because my face was constantly like damp for like an hour and then coming home to shower and whatnot. So I think if you are getting your ombre powdered brows done for the first time ever, maybe don't do what I just did. I have had my touch-up done probably like 3 times now. I think 3 or 4 times now, and honestly, like, I have a base to my brows, so LORRAINE just goes over with pigment, and this is what they look like. I have noticed that this brow is a little bit lighter than this brow. This one looks so much darker than this one because this one actually came off earlier than this side. This one was like holding on for dear life. It was like the scabbing was so tight and it was holding on for dear life. However, this one, it was just flaking off constantly, and I don't know why, because it's not like I was like using one side of my face more than the other side, and when I do work out, my hair is always like tied back or like in braids or something like that. So for some reason, this side, I don't know if you can notice that, but it is a little bit more lighter than this side. This side is a lot more darker. But initially when you see me straight through, I don't think it's like that noticeable. So it's okay. healing process like that. It just happens. You can't predict it. You can try to avoid it by following the rules, but of course, like I said, I wasn't following the rules and I knew that going into it. And I can also see that my brows are a more warm tone brown than they were before. If you watch my previous videos, you'll notice that they were a lot more ashy, probably because I had the blonde base in my hair. So I'm really digging it. I'm so happy that they're not red. So I wasn't gonna go around looking like, you know, red brows with black hair. But yeah, that was my whole ombre powdered brow process. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. I will try my best to answer them. Otherwise, if you're interested in finding a wonderful brow artist in the Toronto area, I highly recommend LORRAINE. I will link her information in the description box below. Make sure to follow me on Instagram _HelloHarley. Follow me on TikTok at HelloHarley, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!